Welcome to TV Tuesdays. I'm Dhani and I do a lot of TV and movie reviews on this channel, but in truth, I watch a lot more television than what I actually put out there. So this series is going to be my sort of catch-all. Any other episodes that I watch during the week, any documentaries, stand-up specials, and random stuff. So stick around and let's talk about it all. Hello everyone, I'm Dhani and this is the first edition of TV Tuesdays. John and I were talking and I was talking about all the videos that we put out, but that I watch so much more television than that. There's just some shows or some series or some specials or things that I just don't feel like they warrant their own video. And he suggested that maybe I kind of do a weekly compilation of the things that I watch. So here we are. So definitely subscribe because this will be happening every Tuesday for the previous week, and maybe it'll help you decide if there's something you want to watch. So on other videos, I have shared with you guys my notebooks. This is just one of them. I basically come in and I put dates on every page, and then I keep track of what's coming up and what I'm going to watch. And that's how I track what I'm watching. So since we are starting off with this week we're going back to June 15th through June 21st. So we're going to do Sunday to Saturdays every week. This is going to be ultra casual. I'm going to go through my notebook, look at what I watched, and tell you what I thought of it. So let's get started. Last Sunday, there was a new show on. It's on the History Channel, and it is hosted by Henry Winkler, and it's called Hazardous History. And this was a really cool show. This was the first episode that it aired, and basically they're kind of going back into history and talking about crazy, hazardous things that have come out in our past. So like yard darts, they did a whole segment on yard darts, which I didn't really think of. When I was a kid, we played with them, but you look at it now and they were talking about the force per pressure thing and if it hits someone, those sorts of things. There was an actual radioactive science kit that kids could have back in the 50s, 60s, something like that, and came with its own little radioactive rocks, things like that. And it was just very interesting. And honestly, I thought it was all going to be way old things, but there was some stuff that came out from my childhood. Does anyone remember I think it was called Bubble something or other. And it came in a tube, and you would put it on the end of a straw and kind of put a glob on it, and then you would blow and it would make a big ball. And it was like a bubble, but it didn't really pop because it was out of this really strong toxic material. They did a whole segment on that about how dangerous it was. And both John and I were thrilled because we saw it. We instantly remembered playing with that stuff. And the smell, you could smell the chemicals when it happened. Anyway, Hazardous History on the History Channel, and Henry Winkler hosting it is just kind of a bonus. I watched the documentary on Disney Plus called Sally. This is about Sally Ride. I think it was maybe an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. It was a really well done documentary. It was mostly her partner talking about her, but they started with her kind of childhood all the way up into what she was doing after she retired as an astronaut. Just a very smart woman, super driven woman, talked about what she had to put up with because, again, when she was chosen into the program at NASA, it was her and maybe two other women, and even in the whole building was mostly all men. So she really had to learn how to navigate that environment, and they kind of talk about how she did it or maybe how she didn't. Just everything she was it was just a very interesting documentary. I mean, everyone knows the name Sally Ride, but how much do we really know about her personally? Because she was very private, but now learning all of these things about her, I really enjoyed it. So again, that's on Disney Plus, called Sally, something worth checking out. I do watch Lego Masters, but I'm a few episodes behind, so I have not caught up with Lego Masters. Does anyone watch that out there? Do you enjoy that? I have other videos on here where I've put some Lego together. I just find that I have to follow the directions. I can't believe how these people just create. I'm not capable of that. I love Lego because I love following directions. I am not the creative type, so that's not for me. One show that I've given up on is, I don't watch a lot of reality. I do watch Housewives, but they had this new show, NextGen NYC. It had a few of the Housewives kids, like it had Gia Giudice, and it had one of the kids from Utah, and a couple of Candy's daughter was on there, and Kim's daughter was on there. Anyway, so I just thought I'd try it out because, I just thought, I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but it turns out I think I'm too old for it. It's just not something I want to do with my time anymore, is to watch these kids kind of, go around and have so much privilege and argue with each other. I don't know. Why should I watch Housewives then, right? I don't know why it makes a difference other than maybe these kids are so young. I'm not really following along a lot. So NextGen NYC, it's on Bravo. I watched, I think, 3 episodes, and now I've decided to give it up. So is anyone out there watching it? Would love to hear what you think. Let's see, what else? On Prime, the series We Were Liars came out. I did an entire video for that. I really enjoyed it. So I will link that video below so that you can go check that out. I really, really like that series. So check out that review that I gave. America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, the 2nd season of that came out on Netflix. And actually that video, I did an entire review of that video. It is coming out tomorrow on Wednesday. So definitely come back and check that out if you're interested in what I thought about the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders season. I watch a show called Sullivan's Crossing on the CW. I think it's the 3rd or 4th season. I think it's the 3rd. Chad Michael Murray is on it, and the guy from Gilmore Girls, and I'm blanking on his name. It's a Canadian show. The CW mainly does Canadian shows now, but I've been watching Sullivan's Crossing since the beginning. I think a lot of people watch that show Virgin River on Netflix. I would equate it to that sort of feel. It's not soap opera-y. It's more of just kind of that kind of drama feel. I really enjoy the show, though. I like it. I look forward to it every week, and I hope it keeps coming back. But it's one of those that I feel like every season I don't know if it's going to make it back or not. Another show that actually just ended this week, but I'm not going to do a full review of it, is called Adults. It was on FX, so that means it would be on Hulu now. This was 8 episodes, half-hour episodes of Gen Z kids. They're not kids. They're like in their mid-20s. And they're living in New York and just trying to figure it out. And I did not think I would be able to relate to this show at all. But it's funny. I laughed out loud several times with this show. I really enjoyed it. I've already looked to see if there's a 2nd season, and there's no news about that yet. But I really enjoyed it. If you I don't even know what to compare it to. It's not like a Friends or anything, because it is such a different generation. So, but seeing kind of how Gen Z might see themselves with having to open mail, writing a check, and that sort of thing. It was very interesting on many levels, but it was also really, really funny. So I highly recommend this show. Go to Hulu. It's just called Adults, and check it out. It's very funny. If you're looking for a new comedy, again, it's only 8 episodes. Give it a shot and come back and let me know what you thought about it. Let's see. I'm on to Thursday, June 19th, and on that day, I tried the new show, The Waterfront, on Netflix. I've only gotten about maybe 30 minutes into the first episode. I wanted to watch it because I do like Melissa Benoist, but because Supergirl was a great show. But I don't think I can do it. I've talked on here a few times about not enjoying these kind of rich family doing bad things shows. And so I try them out. If they work kind of like in We Were Liars, I liked that show. But I'm tired of the White Lotus. I'm tired of, I didn't get into Succession because of that. And this show feels kind of the same thing. They're doing bad things, and I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to get back to it. So let me know. Are you guys watching The Waterfront? Do you like it? Am I prejudging it and it's better than what I'm talking about? I would like to hear from someone else because I don't know anyone who's watched it yet. But for now, I think I'm going to put it on the back burner and probably not get back to it. But on Thursdays right now, we know, and just like that, the Sex and the City show comes out. Is anyone else hate watching it? Actually, I know for a fact everyone that I know that watches this show hate watches it. And I don't know why I keep watching. Feel like they are somewhat ruining these characters that I think a lot of us fell in love with on Sex and the City. I feel like they're doing a disservice, but I can't stop watching it. I don't know why. I think it was, I finally gave up Grey's Anatomy, but I think it's sort of like that. I just want to see it to its end and then be done with it. But I don't know when it's going to end. And I'm not enjoying the show at all, but I keep watching. Please tell me that you feel the same way. Please comment below so I don't feel so alone about that and silly, because honestly, why can't I just stop watching? I don't know. Maybe that's their whole plan. I don't know. So then moving on to June 20th, a Friday, which normally doesn't have much, but Disney Plus released a taping from the West End of their Frozen the musical, the Broadway musical. And this starred Samantha Barks, who I love. I love her voice. And so I watched the musical, which I actually didn't know. I knew it was different, but I didn't know a lot of the differences. I don't own the cast recording or anything, and I didn't really pay attention to it. So I watched that and I loved it. As I didn't like a lot of the extra songs, but I love the way that they did the magic on stage. And I teared up still when I couldn't believe it. Let It Go had me tear up. Didn't think it was going to happen, and it just did. And then at the end, again, it got me, when she thaws Arendelle. So I was really impressed with the magic. I was impressed with the costumes. They were really good. And I don't know who played Anna. I should have looked that up, but she was actually a lot of fun too. And Kristoff was really good in this production. So definitely check that out on Disney Plus. I'm glad that they released that. That was fun to watch for sure. And that gets us to June 21st, which is Saturday, and I don't have anything for that. So that was my week in television. Obviously, that doesn't sound like it's a full week because I do watch a lot of other things. Here's my question for everyone this week. How do you watch TV now? Do you still have live TV anywhere, or are you all streaming and you just go on demand? We still have DirecTV, but we do DirecTV streaming, not the satellite service. And so I scroll through that, but I've also discovered Prime's live TV. I scroll through all of their channels. And Pluto, does anyone else use Pluto's app? They have really good movies on there a lot of times and good old television shows. So I scroll through that. So I do a lot. I have FOMO when it comes to choosing what I'm going to watch. So I have to scroll through all these different places. And I actually go through most Max and Peacock and Paramount to see if there's any new movies out. I do that every Friday. I need to be sure I'm not missing anything before I settle on what I'm going to watch. So would love to hear from you guys. How do you settle on what you're going to watch? How do you decide? How do you keep track? My mom asks me all the time, especially when things are streaming, how do you keep track of what you're going to watch? And I always tell her I write everything down. So mine's easy to keep up with. So that's it. I would love to hear from you guys. What did you watch this week? Do you watch any of the things that I watch? Next week, we're going to look forward to The Gilded Age is back. John and I both watch that show. So we're very excited for that. And let's see if there's anything else. Oh, Ironheart comes out on Disney Plus. I'm excited for that. I hope it's going to be as good as I hope it will be. There's a new show called Countdown with Jensen Ackles, I believe. That looks good. And Smoke on Apple TV comes out on Friday. So those are the things I'll be talking about next Tuesday. So definitely like this video. It really helps out our channel. Subscribe because, like I said, we're doing this every Tuesday and we can get caught up with each other on what we're watching. And that's it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye.